Hello, my name is Professor Brian Fiedler, and I've been asked to tell you what I teach. The best way to find out is to go to the School of Meteorology website, and then you will find out what I teach. But not to be too smart-ass about this, I teach a lot of programming courses, and if it's not about programming, it's going to be about climate and renewable energy, and both of those types of courses are dear to my heart, and I teach a lot of courses. I even teach a weather simulation course for undergraduates, and we get pretty serious about using computers to simulate fluid motion, and you can search around on my webpage and find some pretty nifty videos of what I ask my seniors to do. Where am I from? I'm from planet Earth. That's the third planet from the sun. And yeah, I did not come from like a basket that the stork brought to my parents' house, but I won't go into details about that. So where am I from? Yes, I am from planet Earth, the third planet from the sun. If that's not enough information from you, then I was born and raised in upstate New York, Schenectady, New York, in fact. And if you ever read any of Kurt Vonnegut's novels, he writes about a city named Ilium, and Ilium is just a name for Schenectady, or an alternative name in his novels. And so it was a pretty cool place to grow up in Schenectady, New York. So that's where I was from. Educational background. Okay, I went to a public high school called Niskuna High School, and that was really good. I think it was even better than Norman High School was, where my daughters went to 30 years after I was in high school, maybe even more than that, 40 years after. And from there I went to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and I can't remember what I learned there. And none of these papers over here have anything to do with that. These are from online courses. So my educational background, I can't remember what courses I took. I'm mostly self-taught at this point, and things I've relearned and so on. So my degrees are pretty much irrelevant. But I don't have any degrees in meteorology, and yet I've been employed here as a professor in meteorology for 30 years. Think about that. That's pretty amazing. So I've been asked to tell you what got me into meteorology. Well, I was leaving MIT with my physics degree, and I didn't know what the heck I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to get out of Cambridge, Massachusetts. I wanted to go someplace nice. Okay, this is the 1970s. Cambridge, Massachusetts was not a nice place to be in 1970s, so I went out to Boulder, Colorado to enroll in a graduate program there, and it was called astrogeophysics at the time. That sounds pretty nice, doesn't it? A nice city, a nice name like that. And so I started studying a lot of fluid mechanics, and could be applied either to solar physics or astrophysics, or could be applied to meteorology, and I started taking meteorology courses. And since the National Center for Atmospheric Research was right there in Boulder, Colorado, as well as some other meteorological institutions, it was easy just to kind of gravitate into meteorological applications of what I was doing. And that's how I ended up masquerading as a meteorologist, because my dissertation was kind of about meteorological type things. And then I went back to MIT for a while. I went back to Australia. Not back, I went to Australia for the first time. I was down there for about 3 years, and then I came here in 1989 to the School of Meteorology at the University of Oklahoma. And that's my life academic type story. Okay, I've been asked to tell you something about my research. I'd rather tell you a joke at this point. I don't think there's going to be much interest in this video for much longer. But if you're like a prospective graduate student looking for somebody with money, I am not the person to come see, okay? Repeat, not. Go knock on other people's doors. But I do write research papers occasionally, and I have written papers about the effect of very large wind farms on climate and on precipitation in the region of the wind farm. And I have also published some papers recently about tornado dynamics, so I still do that, but mostly on my own dime. I don't put the federal government into any further debt to do this research. So that's what I do. I have a scale in front of me, which I will now turn on. And I don't know whether your camera can see that, but it says 0. And I will now put a container full of water on the scale. And it says 2,137 grams. Now my question to you out there, you smart people who want to be meteorology students, or for whatever reason you're coming to the webpage, I want you to answer a fundamental question for me. This is just normal water in here. There's no cornstarch in it. There's nothing giving it any unusual surface tension, so it is pretty soft stuff. And I am going to put my fist in here shortly, and I'm not going to have a lot of excessive wave motion going on. It's going to settle down pretty quickly, and I want you to tell me what's going to happen to the reading on the scale. So write down your answer now on a piece of paper in front of you, whether you think the weight as measured by the scale is going to increase when I put my fist into this very normal water. But before we do that, the answer is yes, the weight will increase, or no, it will not. We have to also talk about how much it would increase. So will it increase by more than 5 grams? A nickel weighs 5 grams. So if you think it's not going to change, you put down no. And if you think it will change and increase, you write down yes on your little piece of paper. So here we go, people. And I should tell you, when I asked this question to professors, a lot of them got it wrong. And the janitor actually got the answer correct. So it's pretty rare for professors to get this answer correct. So be aware of that. Think about it. And don't feel too bad if you get it wrong. Okay, here we go. Down goes. I'm not going to touch the sides or the bottom either. It's just going to be in the water. Okay. And now it says 2137, and I put my fist in, and I'm not touching the plastic. Oh my goodness. That's a pretty big increase. 248. How can that be? How can that be if I'm not touching the plastic? The water is so soft. Great increase. So, come to take my classes if you like lecture demonstrations or learning little neat facts about nature. That's quite a puzzle, isn't it? Okay, that's what I teach. I teach fundamentals.